Pull it. All right, here we go. Strike one to Will. There's a line drive over first baseman's head, and caught by the right fielder for out number one. Next up is Nate. First pitch by Nate is a ground rule double down the right field line. Jack Hughes up, 1 on, 1 out. And there's a ground ball single to center field. Nate scores 1-0. Next up is Colton. And there's a single to right field for Colton. Jack moving to third base. 2 on, 1 out. Back to top of the order for Will. Ground ball to first base. There's an out. Jack stays at third, so now 2 outs. Now moves to Nate. And Nate gets another double. Another double. Nate doubles Will to third. It is now 2-0. Second and third, 2 outs. There's a foul ball for strike one. Next pitch, line shot to center field. That's a base hit. Both Nate and Will scored. Jack to first base. It is now 4-0 Sluggers. There's a pop out to center field. That is out number 3. 4 runs on 5 hits for the Sluggers. Moving to the bottom of the first, it's 4-0. Leading off is Logan. First pitch is strike one to Logan. There's a fly ball to right center field, caught by the center fielder for out number 1. Now up is Jackson Harris. First pitch. I'm going to back that up. He hit it, but it came across the strike, so I'm going to back it up. I backed him up. Okay, let's try it again. There's a line shot down the third base line, and it is a single to left field. 1 on, 1 out for Aiden Simpson. That's a ground ball to pitcher. Harris is out. Aiden moves on to first base. So now 1 on, 2 outs for Matthew Smith. First pitch to Smith is fouled off for strike 1. Next pitch is fouled off for strike 2. 1 on, 2 outs, bottom of the first, 4-0 Sluggers. That pitch is fouled off, and we'll back that up. He still has 2 strikes. Try that one more time. Still 0-2. Still 0-2. That's a ground ball to pitcher, out number 3. So we move to the top of the second with Sluggers 4, Broyles Sluggers 0. Leading off for Cisneros Sluggers is Will Andrews. Andrews leading off, 4-0. Top of 2. First pitch is strike 1. That pitch is fouled off. 0-2 on Andrews. There's a pop-up on the infield. Oh, it's going to be caught by the second baseman for out number 1. Here comes Nate. Nate 2 for 2 with an RBI. There's a fly ball to right field, caught by the right fielder for out number 2. 2 outs. Here comes Jack Hughes, having a great day so far. 2 for 2, 3 RBIs in this 4-0 lead so far early in the game. First pitch. There's a fly ball, single. Jack is now 3 for 3. So 1 on, 2 outs for Colton, who's 1 for 2. That pitch is lined down the line, and that's going to be a double. Double. Hughes scores. Colton to second. It is now 5-0. First pitch is strike 1. That pitch is lined down right field. That's a line drive single. Now guys on the corners, first and third, 2 outs in the top of the second for Nate, who's 2 for 3 with an RBI. First pitch. And that's a ground ball to second baseman for out number 3. So 1 run in. It's now 5 runs and 8 hits for the Sluggers. We now move to the bottom of the second, 5-0. Leading off for Broyles Sluggers is Logan. Oh, I gotta back that up. Sorry. Hey. First pitch to Logan. That's a fly ball to center field. Pretty well hit, but caught by the center fielder. Nice hit. Now up is Jackson. Jackson's pitch is singled to center field. Harris now 2 for 2. So 1 on, 1 out for Aiden. That pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Strike 2. That pitch is fouled off as well. 0-2. That is a ground ball to second baseman. Harris is out. Simpson goes to first of the fielder's choice. Strike one. There's a grounder to short, or I'm sorry, grounder to the pitcher for the third out. So we now move to the top of the third. 5-0 Cisneros Sluggers. Leading off for the Sluggers will be Hughes, who is 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs. First pitch, grounder up the middle. That's a single to center field. So 1 on, no 1 out for Colton, who is 2 for 3 and an RBI. First pitch, fly ball to center field, caught. 1 out. Next up is Will Andrews. Pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Pitch two's a chopper. Chopper to third. Hughes is out on the fielder's choice. Andrews goes to first. So now 1 on, 2 outs for Nate, who's 2 for 4. First pitch, line to center field for a single. 2 on, 2 outs. Sluggers with 5 runs on 10 hits. 5-0. First pitch is a line drive single. Andrews scores. Hughes on first. Nate goes to second. So it's now 6-0. Colton up. There's a grounder to third for the third out of the innings. We move to the bottom of the third, 6-0. Logan leads off the bottom of the third. First pitch. There's a chopper to short for out number 1. Now up is Jackson Harris. Jackson 2 for 2. Jackson currently has both hits. First pitch is a swing and strike. 0-1 on Jackson. Next pitch. Foul ball, all right. All right, 1-1's the count. Next pitch. Strike 2, fouled off for strike 2. 1-2 on Harris. Foul ball. So it's still 1-2. Chopper back to the pitcher. Harris is out for out number 2. 2 outs, no one on. It's now up to Simpson to try to get a rally started here. There's a chopper to third. That's a single. Ground ball single for Aiden Simpson. So Sluggers not dead yet. 1 on, 2 outs, bottom of 3. First pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Smith. Next pitch. That ball is grounded to second base for out number 3. So we now move to the top of the 4th. Sluggers over Sluggers 5-0. Six runs and 11 hits for the Sluggers. First up is Will Andrews. First pitch. Strike one, fouled off. Next pitch, the ground out to first base for out number one. Next up is Nate. First pitch. That one will be fouled off for strike one. Next pitch. Line drive single to right field. The Sluggers continue to move the line a little bit. Their 12th hit of the ball game. Now up is Jack. There's a line shot to center field. That'll be a single. Hughes a single, advances Nate to third. So runners on the corners with 13 hits. 2 on, 1 out. There's another single. But there's an RBI. It's now 7-0. Next up is Will. That pitch is fouled off for strike one. There's a grounder to second base, force out. So now they're 2 down. Here's Nate. Pitch is fouled off for strike one. Guys on first and second, 2 outs. Next pitch, lined up the middle. That's a single. Colton scores. Nate to first, Will to second. It is now 8-0. Guys again at first and second with 2 outs. There's a chopper. Ground out to short for the 3rd out of the inning. So we move to the bottom of the 4th. 8-0 Sluggers. Logan leading off. Let's see if Broyles Sluggers can get something starting here in this bottom of the 4th. Here's your first pitch. There's a grounder to third for out number one. Next up is Jackson. Arrows 2 for 3. First pitch for strike one. Pitch handcuffs him inside for strike 2. 0-2 on Harris. There's a chopper, second baseman for out number 2. Now for the Sluggers is Simpson. Simpson 1 for 3. There's a ground ball to pitcher for out number 3. So we move to the top of 5. Top of 5. First up for Sluggers is Colton. First pitch is a fly ball to center field. Is that going to drop? Caught by the center fielder for out number 1. Andrews is next. There's a line shot up the middle. Give him a base hit. So Andrews now 2 for 8 on the day. 1 on, 1 out, top of the 5th. 16 hits for the Sluggers. First pitch to Nate is a ground ball to short. Will they turn 2? No, they'll just get the force at second. So now 2 outs. Jack Hughes up. Jack Hughes having a great day. 6 for 7, 4 RBIs. First pitch to Hughes. That's a grounder. The third base for out number 3. We move to the bottom of the 5th. First up for the Sluggers is Matthew Smith. See if Matthew can get him started here. First pitch. There's a grounder to the pitcher for out number 1. Back to the top of the order, and Logan. Logan trying to get his first hit of the day. Start off a 1-out rally here in the bottom of 5. There's a chopper to third, and he'll get through for a single. So Logan gets his first hit of the day, and we now move to Jackson. Jackson 2 for 4. First pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Harris got on his first 2 at-bats, got base hits. See what he does here. That's going to be a chopper to the pitcher. And it's going to be an infield single. Well, Harris 3 for 5. He passes the baton to Simpson. Simpson 1 for 4 on the day. Sluggers have 5 hits. First pitch. There is a line drive. Is that in the gap? Yes, it is. It's in the gap, and it is going to be 3 bases. 3 bases, nice hit, and that's the first 2 RBIs of the day. Oh, I got to back that up. Hold on. Simpson's up. There's a ground ball. He grounds out. Runner stays on third. So now there's 2 outs with a man on third. Top of the order, Broyles is up. Broyles is 1 for 5, trying to drive in this RBI and cut that deficit. That's a nice hard hit ball down the third base line, and it is ground out to third. Tough luck for Broyles. So we now move to the top of the 6th with Cisneros Sluggers leading 8-2. Sluggers have 8 runs on 16 hits. Their counterpart Slugger team has 2 runs on 6 hits. Here's the first pitch. Colton hits the ball. That's going to be a single to left field. Well, the top half Sluggers scored every inning except for 5, and they've hit the ball pretty well with 17 hits. Hold on. It hit Peyton, so I got to go back. I'm going to back that out, and then you're going to bat again. Now we got Jackson up. It lets me do it. On. All right, Will is up. Man on first. Here we go, Will. There's a fly ball to center field, and it's another single. So now 2 on, no outs, the top of 6. Nate's up. Nate's 5 for 8. 2 RBIs on the day. There's ground ball out, then on first and second. Jack is up. Jack is 6 for 8 with 4 RBIs. He's had a great day at the plate. First pitch is a strike. That ball's hit over the shortstop's head. In a gap for a double. Jack 7 for 9 gets another RBI. It's now 9-2. Then on second and third with 1 out. Bolton with a single as well. He's going to score. He scores a man as well. It's now 10-2. 10 runs on 20 hits. Back to Will. Ground out the first. Now 2 outs. Nate grounds out to first. That completes the inning, and we move to the bottom of 6. Jackson leads off the bottom of the 6th for the Sluggers. Here we go with Jackson here. That pitch is fouled off down the left field line for strike 1. Good solid contact, just couldn't go out in front of it. Next pitch. Strike 2. Still 0-2. That's a chopper. Second baseman for out number 1. Next up for the Sluggers is Simpson. That pitch is grounded to the pitcher for out number 2. 2 outs, no one on. This is the last chance for the Sluggers with Matthew Smith coming to the plate. First pitch is strike 1. That's a grounder to short. That's a single. We continue onward here in this bottom of the 6th. Broyles is up. That's a pop-up. Caught by the first baseman for out number 3. So that'll conclude this ball game. All right, guys, where do you want this one to be played at?
Colorado. Crap. What about Florida? Oh, yeah, good thing we're home.
I believe the answer is yes. Ball. game number 2. All right, leading off for the Sluggers will be Broyles. We're good to go. First pitch is strike 1. Broyles. Second pitch is fouled off. From the big confines of Coors Field in Denver. Sluggers hope to bounce back, and there's a line shot. And it looks like the Sluggers are off to a much better start here in game 2. They'll take on with a first at-bat single. Next up is Jackson. There's a grounder. Single for Jackson, so 2 on, no one out. Guys on first and second, no one out. That pitch is lined down right field line for a single, so now they've got the bases loaded, so maybe the encouraging words between games by the coach has paid off now because they now have the bases loaded, no one out. Pitch is fouled off for strike 1. That pitch. That's a single. So already the Sluggers have improved their hit output from the first game to the second with 4 hits already in the first inning. First pitch. There's a line shot. And another single. 2 guys scored. It's now 3-0 Sluggers. Hold on. Let me back up. I forgot Peyton was in the lineup. Jackson hit again. Here we go. Jackson's up. And that'll be a forced play at second, so 1 out. Then on first and third for Aiden. There's another single, so it's now 4-0. Six hits already for the Sluggers here in game 2. There's a four-sided second. 2 on, 2 out in this top of the first. Back to the top of the order with Logan. There's a line drive and a double. Double in the gap. That's going to score 1. Then on second and third, back to Jackson. So the hitting much better in game 2 for the Sluggers here. First pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Strikes on Jackson. That pitch is fouled off. That pitch. Single. So 6 runs in. 6 runs in. Then on first and third, we're back to 8. And another single. Now 7-0 Sluggers. I'm not sure what Coach Broyles said between games. That first pitch is a strike. But whatever he said seems to be working because the Sluggers now have 9 hits in the top of the first. Next pitch is strike 2. 0-2 on Smith. And that is strike 3. All right. 7-0. So the Sluggers have bounced back at the top of the first and picked up 7 runs on 9 hits. All right, Will leads off the bottom of the first, down 7-0. That pitch. Line to center field for a single. Eight now up. That pitch is lined to the right field, caught by the right fielder for out number 1. Here's Jack. That pitch goes in the gap for a single. Jack on first, Will goes to third, so 2 on, men at the corners, 1 out. Back to the top of the bottom of the order with Colton. Colton's pitch is popped up. Caught by the second baseman, so 2 outs. So back to the top of the order with Will. Then on first and third, 2 outs. That pitch is popped up, and it's going to be a foul ball for strike 1. Next pitch. That pitch is lined over the pitcher's head, and there's a single. Well, hold on, guys. What? Something. Hold on. Hold on. All right, Will, you're gonna have to bat again because Will's gonna bat again. The last ball at 7 was caught. It was a hit. So Will's up. Guys on first and third. 2 outs. Here's strike 1. That pitch is lined to center field, caught for the center fielder for out number 3. So we move to the top of the second. Top of 2. Sluggers reversing the trend in this game, and they're up 7-0. Logan leads off the top of 2. He's 3 for 3, 3 RBIs. First pitch of Logan. Ground ball to shortstop for out number 1. Next up is Jackson. Jackson 2 for 3 with an RBI. That's a grounder. Single to center field. Harris 3 for 4. He now passes it off to 80 Simpson, who's 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs. There's a grounder. That's a single. 4 for 4. So men on first and third. Matthew up 1 for 3 with an RBI. First pitch is grounded to first for an out. Now 2 outs, men on first and third. Back to the top of the order, and Logan, that first pitch is fouled off for strike 1. That pitch is caught by the third baseman for out number 3. So now we move to the bottom of the second, and Nate leads off the bottom of the second. Here we go. Nate leads off. First pitch, fouled off for strike 1. Next pitch. That pitch is lined to right field, caught by the right fielder for out number 1. So 1 out. First pitch to use is grounded to short for out number 2. So 2 outs. Next in the box is Colton. Colton is 0 for 1 in this game. Still early. That pitch is popped up to right field, and They're calling that, it is a triple. That's a triple. Nice ball hit there. Doesn't seem like the inning was going to end. It doesn't. So we go back to the top of the order for Will Andrews. Will trying to get a base hit here and cut this 7-run deficit. First pitch. That pitch is also hit to right field for a single. The Sluggers are on the board. Next up is Nate, and that ball is also a single. Sluggers got something going here. Guys on the corners with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. That first pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Big opportunity for Hughes here to cut into that 6-run deficit. 0-1 pitch. That's fouled off for strike 2. Then on first and third, 2 outs. That ball is singled. The Jack gets a single and an RBI and now cuts the deficit to 5. It is now 7-2. Next up is Colton. Let's see if Colton can continue the hitting streak for the Sluggers. That ball is hit. Ground to shortstop for out number 3. So 2 runs in the inning for the Sluggers. They're now down 7-2. First up for Sluggers is Jackson. Jackson leading off the inning. First pitch is strike 1. Next pitch, strike 2. That's fouled off. Still stay in the box. It's 1-2's the count. 1-2's the count on Harris. He's 3 for 4 in this game. That pitch is strike 3. All right. Next up is Simpson. Simpson 4 for 4 today. He's having a great day, and he's got 2 RBIs. That pitch is grounded to short or second for out number 1. So 2 outs on top of 3. Smith up next. Pitch is grounded to short for out number 3. So we move to the bottom of the third. Andrews will lead off. All right, first up for Will is a foul ball by the first base dugout for strike 1. Next pitch. That's a line drive to center field for a single. Andrews with his 3 for 4 hitting day and an RBI. Moves it on to Nate. Hilsinger hits a ground ball. Single up the middle. So 2 on, no outs for Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes, his first pitch is fouled on, or caught by the first baseman for out number 1. Out. Caught for Holton's up. Holton 1 for 3. He's got guys, a runner in scoring position, and that ball's hit. Single to center field. Scores a man. Then on first and third, 1 out for Andrews. 7-3 the count now. There's a ground ball. Forsythe at second. Hilsinger scores. Andrews goes to first. It is now 7-4. Foul ball, strike one. And Nate's on, and he's at the plate too. That's a fly ball to right field, caught by the right fielder for out number 3. So 2 runs in the inning for the Sluggers. They're down 7-4. All right. Logan Broyles will lead off the top of 4. All right, Logan Broyles leads off the top of 4 with his team up 7-2. 7 runs and 11 hits. First pitch is a ground ball by the shortstop into center field for a base hit. It's a single. Next up is Jackson. Jackson 3 for 5 with an RBI. First pitch, strike 1. Next pitch. That's a chopper to second to first for an out. So 1 out in the inning. Man on first, Aiden at the plate. That's a chopper and a single. So 2 on, 1 out for Matthew Simpson, who's 1 for 5 with an RBI. First pitch. Strike 1. That pitch is popped up, caught by the first baseman for out number 2. We're back to the top of the order, and Broyles is up. Broyles 4 for 6, 3 RBIs. He's had a great day at the plate today. That first pitch is popped up and caught by the first baseman for out number 3. So 3.5 in the books. The end of 3.5, it is 7-4. First up is Jack Hughes in the bottom of the 4th. See what Hughes can get started here for the Sluggers. That pitch is a single. He gets a single past the diving shortstop. So a man on, no one out for Colton. First pitch. That pitch is caught by the second baseman. So line drive, tough luck for Colton. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of 4. Back to the top of the order, and Andrews. First pitch is a single. So we now have 2 on, 1 out for Nate. Men on first and second. First pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Strike 1 to Nate. See if Nate can get himself an RBI at this at bat. That pitch is caught by the first baseman. So men on first and second, 2 outs for Hughes. Hughes 3 for 5 on the day with an RBI. That pitch is lined in the gap for a double. So 1 scores. And with that hit, the Sluggers move closer to 7-5. And they've almost caught up with them on the hit category. That first pitch by Colton has popped up. And it's a single as well. We now got an interesting game now. It is now tied at 7. It is 7-7. They're tied in hits. They're tied in runs. 7-7. The man on first and Andrews up. That is a single as well. So the Sluggers team not giving up. They were down by a 7 spot, and they've basically got it all caught up. 7-7, men on first and third, 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th. First pitch is ground out to third. So that ends the inning, but they tie it. So 3 in on that inning. We move to top of 5. Sluggers all notched up at 7 apiece. First up for the Broyles Sluggers is Jackson Harris. 3 for 6 on RBI. That pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Next pitch, fouled off for strike 2. That pitch fouled off, so still 2 strikes. That ball is foul ball. He's still up. Still has life. That ball's chopped to short, and he gets past the shortstop for a single. The 1 on, no outs for Aiden Simpson, who's 5 for 6 from RBIs. That ball's lined to center field, and that's a single. The Broyles Sluggers waking up again, trying to get something going here in the top of 5. With 2 men on for Matthew Smith. Matthew Smith hits a ground ball in the infield for an out. So 2 on, 1 out. Back to Logan Broyles. That ball's grounded. And that's a single. So now the bases are loaded. Bases loaded for Jackson Harris. 7 runs on 16 hits. Harris is up. He's 4 for 7 with an RBI. First pitch. Fouled off for strike 1. That ball is forced out by the pitcher. 2 outs. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Bases loaded. Aiden is up now. 1 out. Bases loaded. 1 out for Aiden. That ball is a single to center field. Scores 2. It's now 9-7. Matthews up. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Okay. That pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Next pitch. That's a chopper to third. And a single. So bases loaded with an infield single there. And we're back to Logan. So bases loaded. 2 runs in the top of the 5th. That pitch is popped up. And that pitch is a single as well. So 4 in on this inning. It's now 11-7. And we're back to Harris. That pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Next pitch. That pitch is fouled off for strike 2. 2 strikes. That's a ground out. 2 outs in the inning, 5 runs in. Simpson is up. Okay. All right, that's a single. That's a single. That was a single. So 5 runs in, men on first and second. 2 outs. All right, Matthew Smith at the plate. That ball is grounded the pitcher for out number 3. So we move to the bottom of the 5th with the score, Sluggers 12, Red Sluggers 7. So this will be the last inning for the Sluggers. They got to come up with 5 to come back and win this game. This bottom of the 5th, we got 4 minutes left. So this will be the last inning. That's a single. That was a single. Colton up. First pitch. That's a line drive. And force out at second, so tough luck for Colton. First pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Next pitch. That's a line drive. And a single to center field. Andrews to first, Colton to third, so men on the corners. 2 on, 1 out. First pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Nate trying to get his first RBI of the day. That pitch is chopped. That's a single as well. Infield single, so the bases are loaded. Bases are loaded. 1 out. About 1 minute left. That pitch is grounded, and it is a force out. Bases loaded, 2 outs. First pitch, fouled off for strike 1. Next pitch. That's a line drive. A triple. A 3-run score. Bases loaded, 12-10. That's a ground ball. Single. Last inning. This is last at bat. About 30 seconds left. 12-11. That pitch is grounded. Ground out to third base. Ball game.